Hello students, I am soft skills trainer from Department of Career Planning and Development, Chandigarh University. So I welcome you to the video session. In this particular video session, we'll be looking at social communication. So first of all, we need to understand what social communication is before we try and look at ways to enhance our social communication. Now social communication is nothing, it is actually social interaction which people communicate through shared experiences and emotions with other person in variety of communication settings. So your social communication occur when one person interact with another person, in other word socialize. So when you talk to your friends, to your teachers, to your colleagues, actually you are communicating with them, and when you are behaving with them in a normalized, in a socialized way, it is called social communication. You interact with them, you share your emotions, you share your experiences with the other person. This is what is called your social communication. Now there are two types of social communication. One is formal social communication and the other one is your informal social communication. Now in formal social communication, now plans or ideas are conveyed in an organization, firm or institution. Now formal social communication is basically to deal with the organization or the workplace. So they plan or they share their plans and ideas. Here people talk about same subject as a part of their profession. So the subject for formal social communication is similar. For example, if in an organization they are planning to expand their production, so the agenda for the communication or the agenda of the gathering is to how to enhance or how to as to how expand the production. So what new things can be done to expand the production level. So all the person present there will be talking about the same subject because that is the agenda as of now. But when we talk about informal social informal social communication, it actually deals with people pouring in their views about any subject which they might like or to be interested in sharing their viewpoints. Here people enjoy their participation and not forced to communicate with others. For example, in informal social communication, you talk about, let's say, your political interest, if you're interested in you have in your games, interest regarding what is happening in the country, current affairs, foreign relation, how we are dealing with the world and how world perceives us. So the thing is, and also again on various subjects. For example, if you're interested in photography, if you're interested in art, culture, there is no foundation in informal social communication. You share what you feel like to share. You share your emotions, you share your viewpoints, you share your perspective regarding one topic or another topic. Okay, so and people actually enjoy their participation because they can talk their heart out whenever they are in informal social communication. And best example for that would be like in parties, clubs, marriages, functions that we have at our home or at some other place. So in those functions, when people gather, our friends, our relatives, our colleagues, so we do not talk about our profession, we do not talk about our workplace, we talk about things that we want to. For example, if I'm interested in cricket, so somehow I'll be talking about how India is playing, what's the test ranking of India, how they are faring well in one days. So I'll be talking about that, and people who are interested in my talks, they will be sharing similar views. So that is your informal social communication. Now importance of social communication. Why social communication is important? Number one, focusing on relationships will help you get job, get promotion, and make new friends. For example, if this particular first point is regarding your formal communication. So for example, in formal communication, if you focus on relationships with your boss, with your clients, with your juniors, with your colleagues, it will help you to get job, get promoted, and also to make new friends. Well-honed social skills can increase your happiness and satisfaction and give you a better outlook of life. Again, the thing is, at times we feel the urge to share what we have in our head, in our mind, we want to share our viewpoints, our thoughts on a particular issue. And again, when we do that, we feel satisfied. We feel, for example, if I am going to a school and I have some thoughts that I can talk to, so I can give a lecture over there, and I can interact with the students out there. So doing all such things actually will give me the satisfaction that I want. So it actually increases our happiness level, our satisfaction level, and also it helps us to get a better look on life. Third point is, more relationships can also help to reduce the negative effects of stress and boost your self-esteem. Now this term stress is nowadays a really prevalent one, because you agree or do not agree, we are under continuous stress, be it regarding our study, be it regarding our career, our education, our daily work life, home. So we are in a way stressed out in one or the other way, not physically, but yes, we are mentally fatigued these days. So when we talk about when we have good relationships, we have more relationships with good people, that actually help us to reduce our negative effect. And how you can build those relationships and how also you can sustain those relationships, that solely depend upon your social communication skills. So what your social communication skills are, let's have a look on social communication skills. So if we talk about non-verbal social communication skills, these are your eye contact, your body language, tone of expression, and facial expression. So again, eye contact is really important whenever we are. Now these social communication skills are important, be it a part of your daily life, or even if you are going to meet someone, if you are going for the interview, okay, and if you are, let's say, presenting some of your case study, presenting your let's say your project. So these things are really important whenever in formal sector and also in informal sector. So your non-verbal skills like eye contact, for example, if you are able to sustain and if you are able to make smooth eye contact, that shows the other person that you are confident enough. And second one is your body language. Again, it's really important, the way you carry, the gestures you make, the way you handle the way you walk, and the way you dress up, and all these things actually it really helps you. Then third one is tone of voice. Again, your voice tone tells a lot about you, about the situation that you are in at present moment. Because let's say if you are not feeling comfortable, if you are not feeling well, if you are not feeling interested, so your voice tone will be such that it would be dull, and people will understand, or your colleagues or your friends will understand that this person is not in the moment as of now. But again, if you are enthusiastic about anything, about your job, about your presentation, about meeting your friends, it will reflect through your voice tone and also with your facial expression. Again, voice tone and facial expression goes along. You cannot have a different facial expression and a different voice tone. They would not match simply. Okay, now the second is your discourse skill. Discourse skill is actually when you start talking to someone, when you start sharing your ideas, sharing information. So these are the things that you need to consider. For example, number one is your initiating interaction, initiating. So for example, if you are going out and meeting someone, so you should be able to initiate interaction with let's say your colleague whom you doesn't know very well. So you should be able to initiate interaction. Then the second thing regarding this thing, that you need to sustain the interaction. For example, if you say hi, then what? Actually, this is the most common problem, that people are not able to sustain interaction because they are not willing to somehow engage with the other person. They are not willing to know the other person, his likes or dislikes. Because when you know what person likes and one person doesn't like, only then you will be able to somehow sustain the interaction. Okay, then third is your responding to interaction. Again, if you have sustained interaction, like you're talking to the other person, but you need to respond. You need to respond relevantly, with relevant information, with relevant words. For example, if that person is talking about cricket, and you suddenly started talking about politics, then those things doesn't match. Then is your sharing information. Again, if you have any information that you would like to share, it shouldn't be about your work. It can be regarding your day-to-day life, day-to-day current affairs that are happening in the country. You can share those information. Sharing of interest, again, it is a really important one to build a good relation, because if you share common interest with other people, then obviously that person will be somehow attracted to you, to talk to you, to hang out with you. Again, greeting is one such important thing as well, because the way you greet other person, it shows whether you are respectful or disrespectful, whether you are interested or not interested. So always greet the other person with a smile on your face, giving sufficient information with not too much or too little details, or rephrasing. So this particular thing, for example, whenever you're talking to someone and you start giving information, for example, you are in interview, so or you are in, let's say, with your friends, so you start, if you are sharing some information, you need to understand, you need to give relevant and sufficient information, not too much and not too less. And that's the thing that you need to understand, and rephrasing is also one such part. Okay, so I hope you've understood why this social communication is really important. Social communication, actually, these social communication skills will help you to have a positive outlook, will help you to be a more productive person, because if you interact with people, with different sorts of people, you actually learn a lot of things. And with when you are a sociable person, you look at life from different perspective, because you understand different perspectives. You don't look at things from your only viewpoint. Now if we talk about different mediums of social interaction, we have now these days we are actually limiting our physical social interaction, and we are actually moving on to virtual social interaction. For example, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and n number of social media platforms. These are also really good platforms to interact, share your ideas, share your thoughts. But again, if you have to be a sociable person, you need to behave in a certain set of pattern. That means that you need to be respectful, you need to understand others' perspective, you need to respect their viewpoints as well. So I hope you understood what social communication is. Thank you very much.